What's up, guys? It's DMurph, and today we're going to talk about struggles and victories. What is a struggle? We all know what a struggle is. A struggle is something that makes us go, ah! Those things that are difficult to handle, and there can be little, small struggles. For example, traffic is a relatively small struggle, unless Beamer slams into the side of your car and totals it, then it's a huge struggle. You're going to have to do insurance and maybe go to the hospital, and there's a lot involved in that one. Victories, we also know what victories are. Victories are when we win, when we feel like we've done it, we have accomplished what we wanted. It could be a good grade on a test, it could be landing that perfect job, it could be getting that girl or boy to say, yeah, I'll go out with you Friday night. Any of these are victories. So first concept with struggles and victories is that life is full of them. You can't get away from struggles and victories. With victories, if life was full of victories, we wouldn't have a problem with that. The problem arises when we have a lot of struggles and not knowing how to deal with those struggles. So the first thing that I would explain is that you want to be aware that you're going to face both. That life isn't supposed to be all victories. It's not supposed to be you're always winning. That does not coincide with what we see from nature. Nature is a rise and fall of good and bad. With struggle, life is not all struggle. Some people think that life just completely sucks. You know, you have that friend that's so depressed and they just struggle so much with getting through their days because they see that everything sucks. And really in reality, they struggle to see that there are good things happening to them. And that leads to this misery or this sadness. Is there's this dominant conditioned mindset that everything is just terrible. So starting out, we'll start out by talking about struggles. With struggles, they're inevitable. That's the first thing. You're going to have to deal with them. There's always opposition, and one awesome thing about being human is that we are overcomers, that we learn to overcome our struggles. There are probably times in your life when you can think of something that you couldn't get. The other day, my sister was telling me that she couldn't get a milkshake at a certain Whataburger, and so she drove all the way across town to get it somewhere else. Well, they didn't have it either. They were all sold out or something like that. So that didn't fix her struggle, but she wanted to overcome it, and that's to get that tasty shake. And that's what we need to keep in mind with struggles is, for the most part, they are things that can be overcome. If she went and was dedicated enough and drove all over town, she eventually would have found a Whataburger that sold milkshakes. I believe that completely. And with our lives, we have to be willing to rise to the challenge of these struggles and to not view them as these terrible, awful, oh, we suck, you failed, you can never ever be great because you've had to deal with this terrible struggle. Also, with our struggles, to realize that in addition to the fact that they need to be conquered and overcome, they're also growing points, that there's something good and something that we can learn from out of every struggle. It's like guys, that just love to go to the gym. They're always talking about the gym. Well, the thing that happens in the gym that they really, really like a whole lot is that their muscles go through a struggle to lift the weight. And that weight actually tears the muscle fiber. They're tearing their bodies. How crazy. Well, it tears the muscle fiber. And then the muscle fiber, if it's not torn too badly, and if it's taken care of, it'll regrow into a bigger, better muscle. Just like us. If the struggle isn't too bad, then we can allow it to, it will hurt us, it will upset us, but then we can come and grow back as a stronger, more powerful individual. So with these struggles, keep that in mind. They're not all bad. They will, I'm not going to lie, they will suck. They'll be a little bit miserable to go through, but they can grow you and turn you into so much more. And where's the limit? In my description, I mentioned that I lost a family member. My dad actually passed away, and it was really, really hard. It was really, really hard, and I didn't understand life at first. And I just thought of all these things that I wouldn't be able to do with him. I had a lot of plans I wanted to do with my dad. But then I began to learn and to grow and to realize, one, that I can handle very difficult situations, that this was not going to be the end of me, and two, there is a life past something being taken away, and that if my dad was still alive, he'd still want me to go for it. And 3, now I understand what death is like, the biggest challenge humans will ever face, and so I can understand when people are going through that process, and all the other struggles become much more minuscule when compared to death. So, struggles, they suck, but they can be used for good. And then lastly, victories. And with victories, they're awesome. They're great. I live for them. There's so much energy and passion and enthusiasm and so much amazement and wonder in these experiences of great success, like getting an amazing grade on a test or being on top of the Rocky Mountains, seeing all for miles and miles and miles, all of Colorado all around you, or going into a different city, a great city, or a different country, and just seeing and experiencing something so amazing that just pumps you up and fills you with life. Those are great things to go for. But one thing victories do that is bad is they build pride. A person will begin to think, if they're not careful, oh, I've done this. I'm amazing. I'm the best thing ever. And we've been around those people. They're like, meh, meh, meh. Like, I'm so great. My ideas are so great. You should listen to me. And we just kind of like get our face drops. We're like, oh, really? I'm glad I'm stupid and you're here to tell me how to do everything. And I'm glad you're the best at what this thing you're talking about. Obviously, there's never going to be someone that's ever going to get to your level. Goku, let's bow down to you. So that's one thing that can develop from victories is pride if it's not handled well. So with a good dose of maturity and a good dose of humility, we can enjoy those mountaintop experiences. And that's my main point for victories is live them up, enjoy them, and be careful for pride. Stay humble, and you'll be able to enjoy any awesome victory, and you'll still be healthy and still maintain your character. Well, guys, that's the take on struggles and victories. 2 crazy dynamics, but life is going to be full of them. Overcome those struggles and stay humble during those victories, and you will be an awesome, amazing, epic person. Everybody have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all soon about my favorite subject, self-identity. All right, I'll see you guys later.